So, for practice, I will repeat this entire importing process for the employee table. Then we'll try to use Toad's import wizard for orders table. Next, the product table be imported again using the import script. Import wizard does not seem to like null values. Again, I already emphasized that they are temperamental, finicky, or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll try to finish the whole thing by using the wizard to import order detail table data. As you can tell, all this will take a while. So here, the patience and persistence, perseverance are all, all of those are the most important aspects of the work at the moment. Okay, so let's go back to the Excel file. Okay, so this is the CSV file. We can close without saving. We're back in the Excel file and switch to the order sheet. Okay. So, I'm sorry, employee sheet is the next one, right? So, a couple of things to note first. I decided to use \n for null character under the supervisor column, where there are there is a clerk without a supervisor for some reason, but these are mostly supervisors without the supervisors themselves, as we discussed in a couple of recordings ago. Next, just like for the customer credit card expiration date, we have to extract and reformat the hire date for the employees using the same set of functions: year of the hire date, month, day, and then combine them using that concatenation scheme, where we start with not the hire date, the year, we add the hyphen, we add the month formatted with two characters, the format, then we add another hyphen, and finally the day formatted again with that DD format using 2 zeros as a format text. Okay, so then highlighting and copying these guys to the bottom and then saving the changes to the Excel file is what you should do next. After that, we right click on the employee, just like we did with the customer, move our copy, retaining the copy into a blank book, which we then want to save as, okay, in our lectures folder as a CSV file. So this is going to be our second one right here. Don't use these CSV Macintosh. You should use the top CSV option, which is this one here, comma delimited. You'll see the customer. The next one is employee. Okay, it's going to again complain. They want to keep it. Yes, of course we do. Highlight the hire date, and to get rid of the formula, right click, copy paste special values, after which you can remove the intermediate year, month, and date columns, as well as the old hire date. But it's going to be slightly different here. We're going to have to copy and paste over. Let's just paste over and then remove this guy here so that it's in the right order. That shouldn't matter for the MySQL, but it's always better to keep things in the same order. It definitely does matter for Access, which I'll point out in one of the recorders down the line. Okay, scroll down to, or rather left, to the beginning of the file, sort of examine it quickly, and then save all the changes. Of course, still keeping that format. You can open, this is optional, sort of, you can go to Notepad and quickly sort of open that CSV file we just created to sort of quickly examine it visually, although again you won't be able to see anything here other than the fact there are some of these \n null characters for these supervisors. Looks like the hire date is the right format, so just close that and minimize it for a second. Then let's close the employee CSV file. We don't have to save any more changes because we just did. And then what we want to do is, just like with a customer CSV file, we want to now I got to find all this stuff. We want to move it into the uploads folder. Okay, so we want to go to the lectures folder, find the employee was misspelled with 2 O's. Okay, the keyboard is too fast for me. And then employee, we're going to copy this guy and paste it into the uploads folder. Okay, now we switch back to Notepad again, switch to Notepad yet again, and open up the DM Relay DM lectures folder, and then the 12th script is the MySQL 12 underscore MySQL 2 underscore 12 underscore import employees, and re-examine this one. It's slightly different. It's slightly different in that it has the alter table employee drop foreign key as the first line of code after the comment, and that one turned out to be necessary because the foreign key was preventing the import. And again, these things being finicky, it might or might not work without it. I'll use it, and we'll reinsert this foreign key after we're done with the employee import. This is the same path we talked about. Fields are terminated with commas, and then lines are terminated with a couple of these special characters, return and the new line character, as it turned out to be the case. And ignoring the heading is the same as before. Okay, we'll close that, switch to Toad. I'm going to open that same import employees script. Again, it's going to complain, and let's see now. We might make sure that the sports database is initially selected, and we're going to try to run it and see what happens. Apparently the execution was successful with the 97 rows, which are the employees imported. Let's verify that by right clicking on the employee, view details, data, and if you need to refresh to see the 97 employees. And the null characters are recognized correctly from what it looks like by examining this column. The higher date looks fine as well. It adds in, it's formatted. The default format has the midnight as a time, which is sort of unnecessary, but it is what it is. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to close the script. Okay, now before we finish this employee treating the employee table, we need to remember in the blank editor to add back that foreign key supervisor constraint by typing alter table employee. Okay, add constraint. Okay, FK supervisor. Spelling it correctly. Foreign key. Okay, so that's the supervisor. And then references employee table, right? So that's the self-reference with the employee ID. Okay. All right, and then let's hope this thing runs. Yep, it did. It added that constraint. We can close this one-line script without saving any changes, and then right-click on the employee to view details. We might need to hit refresh, but that supervisor constraint should have been reinserted back into the design of employee table. Okay, and then we close that, switch back to the presentation to pause.